I think it's a keeper. Hey garden maters, welcome to Corner Homestead. So today is the beginning of a very long process. We are going to be making calendula salve. Now, it takes a long time to let the flowers marinate, if you will, in the oil. So today I went out and I picked all the calendula flowers, put them in this jar, and I filled it with olive oil. This will sit in my pantry now for 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, we'll get it out, we'll strain it, and we'll start making the calendula salve. So even though it's going to take me a while, within a flash, it'll be 4 weeks. So today we are back in the kitchen, not for an edible recipe, but for a healing one. Today we're going to do our calendula salve. So like I said, about a month ago, I infused this oil with the calendula flowers. So now the healing properties of the calendula is infused in the oil. So we're going to take this today, and we're going to go ahead and make our salve from it. So calendula salve is, they say, excellent as a neosporin type salve, only with better healing properties. Great for cuts, burns, scrapes, things like that of that nature, rashes. They also say you can use it on diaper rash. It's supposed to heal so much faster than neosporin, and also with possibly less scarring, I have heard. Now, like I said, I've never made this salve, but I definitely want to try it. So today we're going to do calendula salve. So we're going to strain this oil, and it's so easy to make. I have everything laid out. Let me show you what I'm going to use. So of course the first thing we're going to need is our calendula oil. As I said, already infused. You want to infuse this for at least 28 days. I've been infusing this now for, it's been about 32 days. So it's still perfectly fine to use, but you want to make sure when you put the flowers in, they're perfectly dry, no moisture on them whatsoever. Best to pick them early in the morning. If you can, maybe during the heat of the day. If you want, you bring them in, you can give them a little rinse, because you will find little bugs inside of the flowers, I noticed. So what I did, I rinsed them, I put them on a towel, and I let them dry overnight. Then I put them all into my jar, filled it with the olive oil, let it infuse. So of course the more flowers you have, the bigger the jar you want to use. Other thing you will need is some tins. These are little 2-ounce tins. Got them from Amazon. I'll link them in the description box for you to find if you're interested in going to find them. But they are just little party favor tins. They do have a clear lid this time. One other thing I have found, they have a 2.9 ounce tins also at Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of 2 if you want a little bit of a bigger tin. But for the calendula salve, I'm just going to use these little 2-ounce tins. Also from Amazon, I went ahead and bought the white beeswax pellets. You can use yellow pellets, you can use organic, you can use whatever you want to use. Again, I will link this in the description box below. But this was about the only thing I really could find that was within a price range. So this is just a 2-pound bag, and I'm not quite sure how much I paid for it. But again, I'll link it in the description box below. So that's all you need. Beeswax, your infused calendula oil, and some tins to put it in. Now if you want to add a scent to it, you can. I'm not going to do that. If you want to add a scent, you will also need some essential oils. But again, Just going to make it plain. Okay, so another thing that you're going to need to do is set up a double boiler type thing. I don't have a double boiler of any kind. So what I'm using is a pot, just a regular pot with some water in the bottom. This is just an old stainless steel dog dish. I cleaned it real well. Fits perfect on top of this pot. So we're going to just use this to melt everything into it. It should make for easy cleanup. And if it's not easy cleanup, and it's trouble with the beeswax, then I can just use this bowl for regular salve making. Just keep it and never use it for the dogs or anything again. Just make sure it's just for salves. Okay, so I'm just going to use this measuring cup, and I have a strainer here. I'm just going to put it on top. And we're going to go ahead and take the calendula flowers and the oil. Doesn't have a bad odor. We're going to go ahead and strain this out. You want to get all of that oil as much as you can get. This will take a little bit to have it go and infuse. I'm going to just go ahead and let it all drip out. We'll give it a little bit of time. We'll push all that oil out of those flowers. The flowers, when they're done, you want to discard them. And of course the oil is what we're looking for. Okay, so I am going to take the flowers and press to get that oil out of them. Now there's one thing, I'm not crazy about the smell of the flower. So, even though I said I wasn't going to do it, I did go ahead in and get my eucalyptus essential oils. I'm going to go ahead and add some of that to it when I do this. This is the original olive oil I used. So you can see how this one is more lighter, clearer. This has a darker, just a darker color all around. Now that 1 pint gave me 1.5 cups of oil. And this oil is just, I bought from BJ's, the Bertolli. Okay, so we've got our water hot enough now where the bowl is really hot. So they say for every cup of oil that you have, which we have a 1.5 cups, but for every cup you add 1/4 cup or 2 ounces of beeswax. So this is 2 ounces. And it's going to melt fairly quick in here, especially when I've got it. It's pretty high. So I'm going to need at least another 2 ounces or another ounce. But I'm going to put a little extra in because they say also that if you want your salve to be a little more on the harder side, to add a little bit more beeswax. I'm just going to add 4 ounces of beeswax. Okay, so now that this is melted, I'm going to add my 1.5 cups of the oil. Now the oil is cold, so naturally the beeswax is going to harden back up a little. So we'll have to continue to melt it down. So like I said, this really doesn't have, I wouldn't say it's a bad smell. But you can smell the oil. It's an olive-y, is that a word? An olive type smell. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some essential oils if they want to come out of this bottle. Okay, so let me add in a few drops of this here. My eucalyptus was empty. So that's why it wouldn't come out. So I'm adding lemongrass instead. So we're just getting all this remelted. With all the oil, it's really quite hard to smell it. So I'm going to put in about 30 drops of the lemongrass. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so I'm going to take this very hot bowl and now I'm just going to pour them into our little containers. One thing you don't want to do is move these. once they're all filled, by all means, leave them sit until they harden completely overnight. Okay, so I don't know what happened, but we got some kind of a inside there. I don't know what that's from. So these are very, very hot. So this is it. We got 6 2-ounce tins out of the 1.5 cups of oil. Those couple that were messed up, I went ahead and strained them, put them into fresh tins. So you can see they're already starting to harden, which is good. Main thing you want to do is not move them. Leave them sit for 24 hours at least to cool down or to get hardened. And we'll check on these tomorrow and we'll be back then. Okay, so it's the next day and all of our salves are completely hardened. They look wonderful. Let's get them in light and have a better look. Okay, garden maters, so as I said, it's the next day. The salve is completely hardened. It looks beautiful. Look at that. It's just perfect. So it has a very creamy consistency. A little oily because of the olive oil, but I put in the extra beeswax because I didn't want it so soft. Some of the videos, other videos you may see on calendula salve, the salve is so soft when they're done. It looks like they could scoop it out with a spoon. I didn't want that consistency, so that's why I put 1 ounce extra of beeswax. Instead of the 3 ounces, I did 4. But this is the perfect consistency. As you can see, I'm rubbing it. And it's like that. So if you would want it a little bit softer than that, then yes, you would just go with the 3 ounces of beeswax to the 1.5 cups. 2 ounces of beeswax, 1/4 cup to every 1 cup of calendula oil. But this, I think, is going to be perfect. And it smells really good because I did add that lemongrass oil. So you can see, I think you can see, it makes your hands so very soft. That is so soft right now. Very shiny. Very nice. Smells great. So like I said, you're supposed to be able to use this on cuts, scrapes, burns, diaper rash. Now, like I said, it's definitely the consistency that I like. You might want to make it a little softer, add less beeswax. If you want it a little harder, you would add more beeswax. Now they say that this is good for at least 6 months. I think it would be longer, much longer. And I think you could even make it longer than that if you keep it refrigerated. So that's it, garden maters. As always, I thank you for joining me, tuning into my channel. So subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit the notification bell so you never miss out on anything new. So take care, garden maters. Love you all. God bless. And I'll see you on the next video. So one thing you're going to notice when you use the salve, it leaves like a protected layer on your skin. Even if you go to wash your hands, which I tried to do, it kind of beads up. Like the water won't penetrate your hand at first. So it's like a protective layer. And I think that's a good thing. And I think it's probably one of the reasons why it heals, you know, the cuts and scrapes so fast. It definitely gives you that protective layer. I think it's a keeper.